Okay, I'm going to back up and start over again because I'm recording now. And I just want to say hello, everyone. My name is Jennifer Stewart. We're just getting started here at our volunteer info session. And what we're talking about right now is we're going to kind of do a run through about the day and also just to mention the importance of being flexible. And that is something that I think is critical for any kind of an event, and just to be able to go with the flow and, go where you're needed. If something comes up, you might be pulled from an area to go help out someplace else. So just keeping that in mind, that basically we go wherever we're needed, and you never know, something unexpected could actually come up. So we'll just stay open to that. I just noticed one of my colleagues, Stephanie, just joined us today as well. So thank you, Stephanie. I had to join on my phone because my computer decided that it was going to misbehave. So Stephanie, on that note, I don't have that, the site plan that we were talking about earlier. So if there's any chance that you'd be able to find that, and I'll be able to share my screen with you, which would be awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So there's only a handful of us here, so I would like to do a quick round, just do a quick round the table, so to speak, and just ask everyone to say their name, where they're from, how they heard about us, and if it's through the university or if it's through a different organization or wherever it is that you're volunteering from, and what area that you have signed up to volunteer in, or whether you go wherever the heck it is. So let's see here. So we will start with Daphne. And you're on mute, Daphne.
Hi. My name is Daphne. I'm from University of Ottawa. I'm volunteering from a placement with the university. I'm doing sorry, I'm French, so I'm looking for the word in English. It's um oh, I'm sorry.
Greeter,
It's
a greeter?
probably I will help people to
Escort,
I will,
kind of move around.
I will tell them,
Hospitality.
exactly. So,
Awesome.
and if people need me elsewhere, I will just be where they need me. So, yeah, that's kind of it.
Perfect. Welcome. Thank you so much. And I am really sorry. I'm not sure how to say your name properly, but Exase, I think you're from the university as well, and you're also on mute.
Yeah, it's Exaucé. It's a French name.
Exase. So I was semi-close.
Yeah.
Exase.
So yeah, I'm from University of Ottawa, and I also saw it on the university website. It's also like a replacement, and I'm participating for the Parliament one, the 30th of September. Yeah.
Perfect. Do you remember which area?
Well, I don't recall the area,
Okay.
but like I'll
Okay.
have to check that again.
That's okay. No worries. Well, welcome. Glad to have you here. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, Gabby.
Hi, sorry, I was just getting my camera on. I'm Gabby. I go to the University of Ottawa, but I'm volunteering with Enbridge. I work there part-time. So, but I also go to the University of Ottawa. I also don't remember what I signed up for, but I'm good to do anything. Like I'm prepared to be flexible.
Woohoo. That's what I like to hear.
Yes, I'm excited.
Well, welcome.
Thank you.
It's definitely, I think everyone is going to have a fabulous, fabulous experience. So I'm very, very, very happy to see you all here. Let's start with Greg.
Hello, Seiko. Welcome. I'm glad I'm here. Greg Scriver. I guess I'm coming through one of the unions as well. So PIPS, we've actually helped sponsor some of these events in the past. I've actually attended a couple of the Center of National Truth and Reconciliation events. I had the honor of actually attending the one in person for the 5,000 schools at TD Place in Ottawa last year as a guest. So, but I've actually participated on Parliament Hill in the past and been there, but looking forward to. I believe I signed up for the memorial cloth, but wherever you need me, Jennifer, I'm there. And as mentioned, you know, before, if you need any help, even on the setup on the Sunday before, just reach out or send me an email or a text. So,
Awesome.
unfortunately, my wife, Kim, I don't know if she sent you the email. If not, I'll send you another one, Jennifer. She's still back in Newfoundland. I actually just returned yesterday from
Oh,
there.
wow.
I was able to fly back. With Air Canada because they didn't go on strike.
Hmm.
But we spent the last 2 weeks in St. John or in Newfoundland, in central Newfoundland, for the birth of our first grandchild. So
Congratulations.
thank you, thank you. So yes, unfortunately she had signed up, but she won't. She stayed behind to help out, so she won't be here for September 30th. But
Okay.
I'll flip you an email. So. And
Okay.
I'm still gonna try and see if we can't recruit and get some more people for you.
That would be great. I'd really appreciate that. Thanks so much.
No problem. Thank
Okay.
you.
You're welcome. Lily.
Hi, sorry. I'm Lily. I'm also from the University of Ottawa, and I volunteered, I think, to be a front desk greeter.
Perfect. Thank you. Well, we're excited to have you here. Thanks so much, Lily. Okay, Nancy.
Hello. I live in Mississauga, Anishinaabe territory near Peterborough, so west of Peterborough, actually. But I have worked for a few years with I normally am I am the editor of a children's history magazine, but I've also worked with the NCTR, helping co-edit their publication for Truth and Reconciliation Week. So I was on the Hill last year, and it was just an enormous honor to be there. And my son and I were, I think, just sort of on like at an information sign. So we didn't see heavy duty, but I am more than happy to be wherever you need me. My French is competent. I'm certainly not as bilingual as I sense a lot of these folks are, but I can function fine in French if that's helpful. But I'm happy to like run and carry things or do whatever's needed on the 30th. So it's just a huge honor to be a part of it.
Thank you. That's so nice to hear. I'm really glad to have you here. That is really wonderful. And who do we have? Tracy.
Hello, everyone. Yes, my name is Tracy. I'm in Ottawa for almost, I guess, 3 years now from Nova Scotia. And I do not speak French. And I am not from the university here in Ottawa either. I'm a longtime friend, I would say, of Jennifer's. And I just have the honor of being able to help out last year at the TD Center and moving on up to Parliament Hill this year.
And yes, Trace is going to be my right-hand woman, and I am very, 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 very thankful to have her here. So thank you, Tracy.
Yeah. If I get what I'm doing, we'll find out the day of, right?
Exactly. Yep, pretty much. Exactly. We're going to start you with registering people for the memorial class. That much I do know. So that's a good one. And Stephanie, you want to say a quick hi too, please?
Sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Stephanie Koenig. I am the project lead for this year's Truth and Reconciliation Day on Parliament Hill. So I'm working with Jennifer and the rest of the crew. So you'll see me around, and I'm just here to support Jennifer on this call and whatever she needs.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I think what we'll start with is just kind of an overview of how the day looks. And unfortunately, I'm not able to share my computer screen, but give me a moment just so I can give you sort of the rundown. There are going to be people starting to come on site at about 9 o'clock in the morning, and we're going to have the people who are going to be carrying the memorial cloth will arrive around 9:30 to register and also get their volunteer t-shirt at that time. And it will be busy. It will be a busy time. We're going to have the rehearsal will start at 10 o'clock. And where that lineup is, Stephanie, were you able to get that the site map? And hang on, and I'll see if I can get you to share screen here. I had to use my computer was being stubborn, so flexibility is key. Oh, hang on here. I always forget how to do this. I have to go on to my, never mind, I have it now, I think. There we go. Okay, you should be good. So Stephanie is going to share her screen and you'll be able to see the site map for the day. So I don't know here. Okay. Okay, so you can see where the stage is there. Can everyone see okay? Okay, so there's the
Yep.
stage. And then we have some seating in the front. It's not a huge, I think it's what was it? Is it 300, Stephanie?
Yep, 300 seats.
300 seats in front there. Now, of those seats, the first couple of rows are going to be reserved with actual names on them. So whoever we have that is going to be looking after that will have to put the names on, and there'll be a seating plan that you'll be able to use to help with putting the names on there. And then following after that, there will be a couple of rows that won't be name specific, but will actually be kind of organization or like survivors and elders. And then we just recently caught news that there will be a group of 80. Did you say there's 80 survivors, Stephanie,
Yep.
that were coming? A group. So that's pretty amazing. So we would love to be able to get them in seats. And once we have everyone seated, remember this is a live broadcast with the Aboriginal People's Television Network, APTN. And it is a live broadcast, so it's really important to have bums in seats. So we really need to make sure once all of the invited guests are seated, then we can put the others, any other survivors and elders that can go in there. And then there's also oh my golly, my brain just dropped, the health support. Help me out, Steph.
Resolution Health Support Workers.
Thank you. It's been a long day. Yeah, so we'll have seats for them as well. And then if there happens to be any other seats, then we can have people that are in the public that want to sit, starting with, of course, any kind of elderly or anyone that might need some extra help. So from there, we'll show you where, if you go straight back from there, you'll see that's the front of house. In behind the front of house, and for those of you who were there last year, you'll recognize this because this is where we lined up for the memorial cloth. So it's the same kind of a deal this year again. We'll be lining up back there. And I'll just make note again. So the rehearsal will start at 10. So that's once we're registered, everyone's registered, we'll be lining up there. And on that note of the memorial cloth, I normally have a pretty big group that will be like my safety net, and then we can fill holes. I don't have that this year. So if anyone happens to know of any kind of an organization or a group or, maybe a kids class or something, I've been reaching out and not having anybody get back to me. So I'm going to start making some more calls this week, but I mean, it's getting late. If anybody knows of any other bigger group or anything, or a couple of groups that might be interested in helping out, that would be really good. And then I can breathe. So that's going to be that's for me, that's always the critical point of the whole program, whether it be the youth event that we do for day 4 or this particular event. It's extremely important. It's extremely moving. And if you've been part of it before, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And if not, then you're in for a probably, I don't know. I feel quite comfortable saying like it's life. It shifts something in you. There's no question about it. It can definitely be, life changing. So it's, and it's a privilege and an honor to be able to participate and be part of this special day. So I want to thank you all, and I invite you, if you're able to help on that day with the memorial cloth, that would be really good too. So the memorial cloth starts at 10 for the dress rehearsal. Then we'll be back on site again, making sure everyone is all together at 2:30 in the afternoon. And the program itself for the live broadcast runs from, oh my gosh, 3 o'clock until 4:30. So it's a bit later than what it was last year, given that it's on the Monday this year. So the hospitality suite is going to be opening, I believe it opens at noon. Is that right, Stephanie? but there probably won't be a lot of people that are coming down around that area till 1 or
Yeah,
1.
1:30. Yeah.
1 or 1:30. So it's a little bit delayed. Now there is a pre-show that is going to be happening, in between before the regular show. So there will be some people around. So we do need to have people still on site. We just don't need a full complement at that time. And the big thing is making sure that people feel welcome and letting people know that, the official broadcast starts at 3 o'clock. Come on back. Yes, you're welcome to come and stay and to watch. It'll be a really wonderful opportunity. Making people feel welcome. I think that is a huge part of that day. So the hospitality suite is on, you can see where Stephanie has her cursor going there. And that for this year is it's essentially restricted to invited guests, and they'll know who they are. And essentially it's for mostly the survivors. Now, having said that, if there's a dignitary that shows up that's not on the list, we're not going to create a scene and not let him in. But realistically, the invited guests should know that that's where they're going to be going, if that makes any sense. So the other part of that, I wanted to, Stephanie, can you flag where the survivors and the washrooms are? Because this was a problem last year, and I just want to kind of let everybody know where they are for the survivors and the elders, because I couldn't tell you last year. I wasn't familiar with the site, so I didn't know. But when I found out, it was kind of a little bit out of the way. So I just wanted to just bring that because it was definitely a flag last year. And the other thing is we're going to have the volunteer tent, which is going to be, this is going to be actually 2 separate tents there. And it'll be the health support workers will have one part, or sorry, no, the health support workers and the volunteers will have one part, and then catering is going to have another tent. And then I think AMP is going to be in there with us as well. Is that right? Did I get that right, Stephanie?
Yep.
Okay. And the sacred fire is going to be lit at 10 o'clock, and that is right where Stephanie has her cursor there. So it seems to me that it's a lot closer than what it was last year. I might be, it's more compact. It was a little bit away, so that was good because a lot of the survivors had a little bit of different challenge sometimes getting to the sacred fire. And that's another thing for those of you who are who end up working in the hospitality area. There will be survivors that you may need to escort to the washroom, or you may need to escort them to the sacred fire. So it's a lot of going with the flow and just paying attention to what people need, and really being really welcoming there. There are a couple other media outlets that will be there. I think there's a CBC platform, and then some other front of house stuff over there. They're completely separate from everything that we're doing, but they will be on site. Now, one of the things that was a surprise to me last year that I want to say out loud right now is there's a round dance at the conclusion of the program, which happens side stage. So to the left of to the bottom of the page there, Stephanie, see that area right in there. It's a little bit blank there. So that's where it was last year. And I'm assuming that's where it's going to be again this year. But essentially, it doesn't last very long. So when we get close to the program, if we could we'll try and get some people to start organizing it so we can have a nice round dance for the conclusion of the program. And it's really nice because they have their boom trucks over with the big cameras over top, so you can see on TV, and it looks really spectacular, and it's a lot of fun to do a round dance. So I just wanted to say that out there so everyone is prepared and knows that at the end of the program, kind of, all hands on deck to make this beautiful round dance would be absolutely amazing. Now, I know I spoke really fast and I covered a lot of things. There will be a couple of information kind of stands that are just kind of be there, and we're going to have a couple of volunteers around there. We're hoping we can have some water that's kind of available in case somebody is, ready to pass out. Because I know last year it was an issue. There was a lot, it was pretty hot, and there were a lot of people who were, really, really thirsty, and there wasn't really anywhere to get anything that was kind of close, any water or anything that was close. On that note, there will be a small vendor market that was similar to last year. I think there are a couple more vendors this year. Just kind of on the sidewalk there in front of Wellington, there's kind of like a big, where the sidewalk is a little bit bigger, and that's, I think, the corner of O'Connor, maybe, in that area. I think there are 7 vendors that are going to be there, and there will also be 3 food trucks that are there. One thing that's different than last year is there's a para shuttle to help anyone that needs to have assistance getting in, to the vehicle to get to the hill. And it will do a loop from the Sheraton Hotel, at which we will have one volunteer from about 1:30. And Stephanie has the route here. So from about I guess probably 1 o'clock, the shuttle will start, and it will go through and do a loop from the Sheraton to the Westin to Parliament Hill. And then just that continuous loop, and the last shuttle will leave from Parliament Hill at 4:45. So that's the plan there. And Stephanie has the dot there where the shuttle is able to drive up to Parliament Hill and then drop people. So we'll need volunteers to probably to help the survivors and whoever is in the para shuttle to come to the hospitality suite or find their seat. So that's one of the big things there. And you know what? I just realized that I never really did any kind of an introduction about myself. And I don't like to talk too much about myself, but I will let you know that I have been working with this group on National Truth and Reconciliation Week for 3 years. But it's always been on the Day 4 youth event, which is the live event for youth, which started in Mississauga for the first year. And as you've heard, last year it was in Ottawa, and we actually just got back from Winnipeg. This year was our biggest audience of nearly 7,000 kids in the Canada Life Centre in Winnipeg. So it was pretty amazing. So we just got back from there, and then we're jumping right into Parliament Hill. And this is the first time that I've done Parliament Hill like this. I jumped on board last year to help out with the memorial cloth, but I wasn't involved in anything ahead of that. So Stephanie and I are just kind of new to this one for this year, and we're just jumping in, and we know that, flexibility is key because that is our motto. And we're just here to make sure that everyone has some good information, and we'll pass information along as we receive it. And did I forget anything, Stephanie, that you can think of?
No, I think that's good. Just for some clarification on this. So we have about 150 or so survivors and support workers that are staying at the Westin and the Sheraton. So that's why there's shuttles going between the two. It is just a paratransit shuttle, so meant for folks that are in wheelchairs or have walkers. We assume the majority of the groups will walk themselves up to the hill, but this is a service being offered in case anyone needs it. No, I think that covers a lot of it. Jen?
Okay, good. Thank you. Now, who has questions? I know it's a lot of information. It will be great. We're going to all show up. It'll be fabulous. And everybody's going to have a great time and learn a lot, meet a lot of people, make a difference, be a support system. Oh, there is, well, I think about it. There will be about 50 pairs of children's shoes that will be on the front of the stage. So if anyone has any donations of kids' shoes, they can also bring them on that day, just so you know. So if somebody shows up with shoes, then we can put them up with the other shoes on the front of the stage. And I believe that the memorial cloth will go on stage again, just like it did last year, and get folded there and then presented to probably, I think Stephanie Scott, I believe, will be receiving it, but that's to be determined. So there's some of that kind of stuff that, is still in the works that needs to be confirmed. But I hope that everyone feels that they have a better sense of how the day looks. And it's really a presence. I mean, for me, I've worked with volunteers for a really long time. And sometimes people think that, you have to be going 100 million miles an hour all the time. And, there are occasions for that. But there's also times where just your presence, being there and having you available if someone needs your assistance or needs some guidance. Okay, so I'm just looking, I have a message, so I'm just here looking at it. Okay, you will get a volunteer t-shirt, yes, and you will be able to pick that up on the morning of the 30th if you wanted to come early, or you'll be able to check in at the volunteer tent. You'll be able to check in at the volunteer tent and grab your t-shirt whenever you arrive. Okay, and who has their hand up? Someone else has their hand up. Greg, you have your hand up.
Yeah, actually, that was one of the questions I think I heard you say about the volunteer t-shirt. So obviously we don't need to wear our own orange shirt, or actually do we even have a t-shirt from last year's event at TD Place, but there will be new volunteer shirts that'll be provided, correct?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. Perfect.
All right, Tracy, your hand's up.
Yeah, just to follow that along. So we are meeting at the volunteer tent, like even at 9 a.m., whenever that's where the t-shirts will be.
Yes.
And the volunteer registration. So that's where we all go at the first part of the day.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you for asking that, because I know I wasn't very clear on that. So thank you for asking that.
And right now it looks like a great day. Let's hope it stays. 20% chance of precipitation and 22 degrees. Next one.
It's gonna be a perfect day, absolutely perfect. And it's not gonna be too hot, not gonna be too cold. It's gonna be great. And any rain is either gonna happen. No, it's happening after, way after. That's
okay. So just for
done deal.
anyone, if they're bringing valuables or anything, is the volunteer tent, is it enclosed?
It's
Do you
gonna
want them to leave it there or keep it on their person?
Well, anything valuable, I would always encourage people to leave at home or keep on their person. But there will be people around, but of course, you never know, right? So I would just be very careful about what you leave, but there will be people in that tent. It's going to be a multi-use tent. So there will be people around. But certainly like jackets and stuff like that, I feel, those are usually totally okay. But yeah, I mean, I always encourage people to travel light.
Okay, so bring our own water then, theoretically. You want to save it, conserve as many of the bottles you're bringing. So we can bring our own water bottle to start with.
Sure. Is there, Stephanie, do we know, that's a really good thing, question point there, Tracy, is, Stephanie, do we have bottled water, or do we have any of the, I know we have bottled water coming, but do we have the, jug things?
There will be some water jugs.
Okay, good. Okay, cool. Awesome. Perfect. Thank you.
One more question.
Yep.
One more question, sorry. When I say valuables, I mean just car keys and things like that. Should we bring a fanny pouch, and is that appropriate to wear as we're running around in the event, to have a fanny pouch that might have our, driver's license in it and keys for those who need it?
That's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's okay. And Nancy, I think you had your hand up.
Yeah, a couple of things. Just curious whether the information you've provided will be, if there's like a little cheat sheet anywhere for like if members of the public come up and ask us what's going on and if we can direct them somewhere, or maybe that's not necessary as long as we have the times clear. So I'm just wondering if I know last year that was available. And I don't know if it's not necessary if you were planning to email us with kind of our tentative assignments ahead of time. If not, that's totally fine. I've got the day reserved for this, so I'm happy to show up at 9. Sounds like that's the preferable thing, right? Just to
like 9, yeah, that'd be great. 9
okay,
would be
great.
Yeah, that'd be what would be awesome. I'm working on, just because of the way that the volunteers are right now, I'm just kind of placing things and working on that and seeing where I can put holes. But just so everyone knows, I would love to have, like I say, my big thing is the memorial cloth. Like that's every year. I've done it a lot of times. Well, not a lot, but I mean 3, 4, 5, 6. This will be my 6th time, and it's always like, it's just like, I just really want it to go super, super well. And I know that it will. I 100% know that it will. But I would really love to have like a group that I knew, like if I had, 35, 40 people I knew 100% were going to be there for sure, then I would feel so much better. So I'm just, if you know people who might be interested, it really is. I mean, for those of you who've been here, who've done it before or been around and seen it, you know how, I mean, it's incredible. I mean, it's a privilege. It's wow. It's definitely, I mean, it's just, I don't even know how to describe it, but it's pretty special. And you don't get too many opportunities to do something like this. So it would be really, it is quite an honor. So if you do know people, let me know or get them or, share. So that would be great.
I did write down some emails of people. I'm going to just suggest they get in touch with you if they're available. And it is appropriate for those of us who are not Indigenous to be helping carry that cloth.
Totally. Absolutely.
Good.
Yeah.
And then my last question was, I hate to introduce a bit of a negative note. Security I know there's Parliament Hill, I know there's precinct security, but if we have issues, who do we go to?
There will be security around, and especially the production team has security for around the hospitality area. Will be some backstage. I'm not sure how scattered around the site itself it will be, but I know that there definitely is security on site that you can reach out to.
So it's okay for us to go straight to security. It's not that we need to go, find you or something, or if we have an issue, we can.
It depends on what it is. I mean, it would be, I mean, maybe we can talk to the team too about that, Stephanie, because I don't know. Did you have something you were thinking of that maybe triggered you, Nancy, or triggered that thought?
Just that, I mean, and it was totally fine last year, but there is a persistent small group of protesters who tend to stand on like outside Parliament Hill on the sidewalk there. They did not interfere last year, but they tend to be there. So I don't I'm not anticipating anything. It's just that I know that they are a constant presence, and this is one of many issues that they tend to want to have a say on. Nothing happened last year, but just forewarned is forearmed kind of thing.
Right. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure Parliament Police do have an eye on that. And I think I recall what you're talking about too. But I think that they have a good flag on that. And the parliamentary police, I think that would be probably more their area.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I don't want to scare anybody. I don't think anything's going to
No.
happen. It's just a just in case question.
Yeah. And I mean, certainly if somebody's in imminent danger, then I mean, then that's, you have then by all means, whoever's the closest, right? Tag team, get people. But really it's an individual, I think it's a really call by call basis. Does that help?
I was gonna say, to answer your other question, we are making a cheat sheet for you guys.
Yes, thanks, Stephanie. I was just gonna forgot all about that one now. Okay, does anyone else have any questions before we end for the evening?
I guess
Going once.
Sorry, just generally then, and I know everybody will be going everywhere, so I totally get that. Is the volunteer tent kind of our
yes, your home
rallying
base.
point essentially? Okay, great.
Home base.
Excellent.
Awesome. Okay. No other questions? Awesome. Well, thank you, everyone. And I will be reaching out to you this week and hopefully being able to be a little bit more concise with what your roles and your timeframes are. However, having said that, I'm totally cool with people who want to be there for the duration because there's always stuff that comes up. I mean, that's just the way it is. So, I can say that, we're starting at 11 and not have anybody there. And then from 9 to 11 is a what show. So there you go. Hang on. Yes, I just had a thing or a message from Daphne about the layout. Once that's confirmed, I will be able to send that out. I don't want to send it out right now because there's still a couple of changes, but I did want you to have an idea of, what's what, but I don't want to send it out. So probably it might be the end of the week in all reality. But, you know, by the end of the week, you'll all hear from me for sure. Whether it be a generic email or individual ones, might depend on which role that you're in.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yep.
Awesome. Any other questions?
Nope.
All right, going once? Great. All right. Well, we'll see you soon, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. And I'm really looking forward to working with you all. And I really appreciate you taking your time.
Thank you.
You too. Thanks for
Thank
this.
you.
Bye-bye.
Have a great week,
Thank
everybody.
you.
Thanks. Bye for
Next
now.
week. Bye.
See you.